Australia's old first home buyers. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article from Yahoo Finance, which is discussing, well, the age of first home buyers around the world and comparing Australia to some other countries. Now you'll be surprised at how old the Aussies are. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to have a shot of my coffee, because this is a fresh stein. Let me know how old you think the average Australian is, or the first home buyer is. What do you reckon? 20? 30? Younger? Older? Let's see. So, let's have a look at this article, everyone, now that you've let us know in the comments. It's the Australian dream, buying a house young, be successful forever. But how many of us actually buy a house young? Well, when did you buy a house, guys? We've got a mix of ages on the channel. Sure, there are more people that are older watching, my age and above, but we do have some younger people too. So there'll be a mix. It's a bit harder, actually, to get into the property market these days just because of the cost of housing compared to wages. It's just so crazy now. So not many, new research shows. First home buyers in Australia are closer to 40 than 20. According to new data from money.co.uk. So if you're feeling left behind, don't worry. In Australia, the average first home buyer is 36 years old. That's near the older end of the spectrum when compared to other countries around the world. So 36, and then you enter into a 30-year mortgage, which is the standard here in Australia. So you might get it paid off by 66, and then when it's retirement age, 75 now. Probably be 95 by the time we get to retire. But we'll have to see. It takes the most time to get on the property ladder in Switzerland, where first home buyers are on average 48 years old. What? Is that because they're inheriting it? 48! According to the report, just 37.4% of Swiss own their own home, despite having the second highest salary of all countries surveyed. That's due to property prices being so high. The average price of a two-bedder in Switzerland is nearly $1 million. Well, there you go. The youngest first home buyers are in Belgium and Iceland, with these European and Nordic buyers being just 27 when they embark on their first foray into the property market. It's unsurprising that Icelanders are the youngest of the bunch, with research showing Icelanders also earn the highest annual salary of all the countries in the survey. In New Zealand, the average first home buyer is 35, while in the United States, they are 33. So let's have a look at the chart here. So Switzerland is at top with 48. That's just shocking. Spain is at 41. Japan is at 41. Nigeria is at 40. Then Canada at 36 and Australia at 36. Romania with us at 36. Mexico is 35. Denmark at 35, Kenya at 35, New Zealand 35, South Africa 35, Ireland 34, UK 34, Germany 34, the US 33, Italy 33, France 31, Austria 31, India 30, China 29, Finland 28, Iceland 27, and Belgium 27. So there you go. Well, we're right up there. But at least we're not doing as bad as Spain, Switzerland. I'm surprised Japan is at 41. I guess in the rural areas there's a lot of housing available, but not so much perhaps in the metropolitan areas. Oh, there you go, guys. So, Australia's housing market may have taken a dip due to the pandemic, but it's back on the mend and will likely hit pre-COVID highs as early as January next year, new data reveals. The CoreLogic Housing Value Index shows property prices in all capital cities rose over the month of November, including Melbourne. The National Home Value Index is still 0.7% below the level recorded in March, but if housing values continue to rise at the current pace, we could see a recovery from the COVID downturn as early as January or February next year, according to Tim Lawless, CoreLogic's head of research. More people may be tempted by the housing market now, with interest rates confirmed to remain at record lows for at least 3 years, RBA Governor Philip Lowe said in an announcement at the December cash rate decision. And with all of these stimulus that they're throwing at housing, they've got Home Builder that's been extended now. We've got version 2. We've got version 2 going on to next year. So, I mean, look at this, guys. Should this be this should be seen as a measure of the success of a nation in some regard. Because when you have a home, you've got stability, you're more inclined to raise a family, there's a whole lot that comes with it. We've been looking at renting. Because we've got to lift our house. We can't live here. I intend to get a power pole and still work on my YouTube and architectural work here while the construction's going on, but we can't have the kids living here when there's a construction site. So we've been looking at renting, and just the hoops that you have to jump through, it's just ludicrous. They want bank statements, they want referrals, they want all this stuff, and we'll just say, okay, we're not giving you any of that because we can't be bothered. What we will give you is just 6 months of rent in advance. How about that? So, but, I mean, we're in a position to do that. Not everyone is. So I can understand why people want to jump in to property to get out of that rent rat race, dealing with these agents and all this BS. But, I mean, share your experiences with me. It's been a long time since we've looked at that. And I appreciate now why we got out. So, there we have it, guys. So, you know, Belgium, Iceland, and Finland doing much better. Even China. Look at China, 29 years old. Could that also be a reflection of the culture? Because you've got more, well, definitely in China, you've got a more conservative culture there with regards to relationships and, well, access to partners there. You know, the blokes there buying these first homes just to attract the women over in China as a point of difference. There's a question for you. But then again, in the US, it's not that much higher. It's 33, and housing is much more affordable in the US compared to other parts of the world. There's some decent housing over there. If you compare what the housing prices are in Australia, it's crazy. And if we look at extrapolated housing prices in Australia, this is something I saw mentioned. So, if we have a look here, 25 years of housing trends. I mean, it's just everyone is thinking it's all going to go up. Here, and this is what I wanted to show you. Extrapolated median house values by 2043. Now in Sydney, this is from Aussie Home Loans. You know, so they're mortgage brokers, so there's going to be, you know, mortgage broker bias in it. But they're extrapolating, you know, if the historic averages play out over the next 25 years, Sydney values would be breaking the $6.3 million mark, and Melbourne would be over $5.8 million. One thing that is certain is that housing markets will continue to move through their cycles, with periods of growth, decline, and steady value conditions. History has shown that over time, these cycles tend to move over the year-to-year volatility in growth rates. A good example of this is the Melbourne housing market, which has shown the highest long-term rate of capital gain. However, housing values in this city have been through 5 separate periods where values have declined on an annual basis over the past 25 years. So we can see here, they expect houses in Sydney to be worth $6.3 million by 2043, everyone. 2043, that's what, 23 years ago, in the future, 23 years from now. You know, Perth, 2.4 million. Melbourne, 5.8 million. Greater Hobart, 2.2 million. Darwin, 2.2 million. Canberra, 2.9 million. Brisbane, 2.2 million, everyone. And Adelaide, 1.9. Nationally, 2.9. Units in Sydney, they expect by 2043 to be 3.4, if the current trend keeps going. Melbourne, 1.1 million. Median for a unit. Nationally, 2.1. Do you think this is possible? Could they kick the can down the road this much? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. When did you buy your first house? And do you think it's just going to keep getting harder for people? As always, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy our merch from HeiseSays or Teespring, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. I will see you all next time. Bye for now.